This is the kitchen and directions on how to make what we nickname Pavaca. Avocado, papaya, banana, little dessert. Mike will be the presenter.
Alright, so what you would need is you would need a papaya that looks like this. And any papaya would do. They come in different sizes. We have this size. We also have this size, the bigger size. And it's dependent on which one you use, but ideally you want to use your three main ingredients. I guess what you call the holy grail of this dish is papaya, banana, and some avocados. Now avocados, they come in different shapes and sizes, so you can use this one right here, this, and this is how an avocado looks like. And now how you can tell if it's ripe is, see, this is partially ripe. If you can see the texture, I don't know if you can see it real good, but if you can see the texture, and let me show you one that's ripe. Okay, this is the ripe. It kind of almost looks the same. The only difference here is that if you feel it, it feels like the consistency of a Nerf football. So that's how you can tell if it's ripe. Whereas the papaya, how you can tell it's ripe is when you start to see crystals coming out. When they start to come out, then it is an indication to say that the fruit is about ready to be cut up and eaten and all that yummy stuff. So this is an example of a papaya that's ripe. Okay, this is the ripe one. This will take another, I would say, three days to ripe. So what I'll do is I'll put this on the table, and it'll ripen itself, and then when I'm ready to use it, I'll put it in the fridge to kind of slow down the ripening process. So this is the papaya that's ready. What I did was I just cut it in half, like so. Now you notice here, all this are all the edible parts. What you want to look for a papaya is you want to make sure that here is all yellow, like kind of like a banana yellow. That's what you want to look for. This color is good. Now of course we don't want to use the seed, so I'm going to go ahead and peel that off. Now I'm going to use just a spoon to go ahead and do that. So what you do is you don't want to eat this thing, because my mama says that if you do, it's going to grow on your belly. Why are you laughing? That's what she said. Right? No?
I wasn't there.
Oh, you wasn't there? Okay, thank goodness.
We were told that watermelon seeds would grow on our belly.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah, so you don't want to eat this thing too, this stringy stuff. You want to take that away because it kind of takes away from the taste. Now depending how deep you want to dig into the papaya, if you dig in too deep, what will happen is you will hit this side, of course, and you will start to taste the tanginess of the fruit. So what you want to do here is you want to just scrape off the orange part. So let me go ahead and do that. So here is a bowl that I'm going to use to scrape it. So you can use a tablespoon, you can use a teaspoon. So you can go ahead and scrape it like so. What? Oh, that's good.
Dark.
So as you can see, I'm scraping it like so. Sticking it all out. Now the reason why I'm doing this is because when you start to eat this, you want to eat it like something is in there. You don't. you don't want to blend it, because if you do, it takes away from what you're trying to accomplish, and which is you're trying to accomplish the dessert part of this one. I'm going to clean another one. Put that aside there.
How many servings is 1/2 papaya?
Normally 1/2 papaya and 1/2 of this avocado can go into this bowl, into this serving size
And
bowl.
that's for one person?
This is for one person. So for one person, it'll be what is that? 16 ounce.
Yeah.
So 16 ounce.
If it's too much, you could split it maybe for 2 people?
Yes, if it's too much, you can split it. On this particular dish that we're making, you're making a 1/2 of papaya and 1/2 of avocado. So this two will equal 2 servings of this fella.
Okay.
But for presentation purposes, I'm going to use a bowl. And then you'll see what I mean. So I'll put that there, have a banana there. I'm going to go ahead and scrape this again. Because again, we don't really need this part. Take this out, like so. And then, I'm just going to transfer the fruit. Now, we have papayas are grown tropically in the world, depending where you are and where you live. Apparently Tennessee has some papaya. Does it have papaya over there, Tracy?
It's shipped.
Oh, it's shipped. So I guess when you live in a tropical area like Hawaii or anywhere in the here in the islands, we have one of these fruits right here. So we have them year round, whereas places like Tennessee or Florida, it's being shipped, so you might not get the freshness of that. So here is basically a whole papaya. Now again, I'm making this so that it'll feed 2 people. But normally I would use this, like a little 16 ounce, 1/2 of a papaya and half of an avocado can fit this. Any questions so far, Tracy?
No.
Very good.
I think we figured that it's 300 calories.
Yes, it's 300 calories.
Once the 16 ounce.
Yes. So the next thing I'll be doing is I'll be cutting the banana. So that's fairly simple. What we have is a dole banana. You can use any banana like Chiquita or dole, because we have this locally, so we use a dole. I haven't tried different kind of banana because I guess it doesn't work. So far, this works for this particular dish.
So you probably would not want to use an apple banana?
I highly discourage that because I don't know how it tastes. I know apple bananas are good for cooking. I haven't tried that really, but for this simple dish, we're just going to go ahead and use your regular tabletop bananas that you buy from the store.
Can you use another, like if you don't have papaya, is there another fruit? Like, example, mango?
Well, mango, you can use mango. If in place of the papaya, perhaps you want to scrape the mango out, like how I did, and then you can add other fruits, depending what kind of fruits you want. And then of course the avocado, you want to blend it. And you know, it doesn't have any order to it. You can blend the whole thing what you want. For me, if I'm going to school and in a rush, what I do is I blend all 3 of these things and I put some whey powder on it, and that for me is a snack on its own. But for enjoying purposes, you know, what you want to do is you want to, you know, take the time and enjoy what you're making, and that's the whole thing about cooking. You know, you want to enjoy what you're doing. Like if you just go ahead and eat it and breathe on it and without even sniffing and taking the time to appreciate it, then we just lost its content.
So would a tart, say like strawberry work with this, or do you need more of a toned down taste of fruit?
Well, the strawberry is a tartish kind of fruit, and oops. What I did, and I tried this before, was if you don't want to use a whole lot of honey and you don't mind the tart of the strawberry, what you can do is you can mix the avocado and the strawberry together, and it'll just add a different flavor to it. And you don't want to overpower the avocado with the strawberry. So in case if you want to use an avocado like this, you just use half of it, and then perhaps you might want to use maybe 2 or 3 strawberries in the size of this size right here, this size, and that'll suffice what you're trying to accomplish. I like it. Apparently Tracy doesn't, so it depends on your taste buds and whatnot.
Are mangoes sour and tart?
Depending, I've come across different mangoes that are tart. Some are sweet. I've known that mangoes that kind of resemble this shape, a pear shape, is sweet. Others that resemble roundness maybe is what we call a hidden mango, and we have it here in Hawaii. So it's
tart.
It's relatively tart. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to cut the avocado in half. Now, you notice I'm not wearing any gloves, is because, as you will see later on, the knife is hitting the seed. So I'm just going to go ahead and split that open. So what you see here is how the avocado should look like. You got yellow green, okay, and you've got all this is edible. There are times where you might come across like the avocado that's so ripe that you'll see some discoloration within the areas, like blackish or brownish. It's still edible, but you don't want to push it so far where it says, like, you know, it kind of looks like, you know, everything is black like this color, then you don't want to eat it. But for now, this is perfect. This is perfect, and when I blend it and you will see the finished product, you'll see how nice the colors are just blending together. How to take this off is, again, I'll just use my little old trusty plastic bag over here. You can use either a spoon or a knife. I'll just use a knife for simplistic purposes. I just dip it here like this and just yank it out, and it just falls right off like that. Alright, so what we have is, I'll put this aside here. We're going to be using 2 because this is for me and Tracy, but normally if you're just eating by yourself, it's a half a banana, half of this, and half of a papaya, and that should fulfill at least 300. How many calories
About
is that?
300
about
calories.
300? Okay, how about 300
we
calories?
might need to refigure, but to make sure. But
okay. So what I'll do, I'll put that aside over there, and what I'll do next is I'm going to measure my trusty old Pyrex from Tracy. I'm going to measure, is this the milk?
that's the 2%.
The one mine.
Here's yeah.
Alright, so this is 2% milk. You can use skim milk if you like.
Fat-free?
Fat-free, you can. There is no really definite rule to use the milk. But for me, I like 2%. On Tracy, if I'm making it for Tracy, I'm going to use skim milk?
Fat-free.
Fat-free, okay. So, I'm going to measure half a cup, 1 cup. I'm going to measure 1 cup.
Like, oh, you put 1 cup?
Yeah, because I'm making for you and me.
So it's 1/2 cup.
It's a half cup for everything is half. Half this, half cup, half a banana, and half a papaya.
Okay.
But because I'm making for 2 people, I'm just doubling the recipe. Alright, put that aside.
So she could use a whole cup for her and Taylor.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. So what I have here is a Hamilton blender, and it is made in Russia, I think. No? Not made in Russia?
No.
Where is it made?
I don't know.
Made in I don't know.
It's underneath.
Okay. Okay, made in I don't know. So So right now I'm going to add a cup of that in there. And with my trusty old spoon, where's my spoon? Here it is. I'm just going to scrape out the innards of the avocado, just like so. Oops, there it goes. And then you will see the greenish part, which gives you a nice texture and a nice color that kind of blends in with your fruits when you're done. So you don't want to dig all the way. As you can tell, you probably hit the crust of this one. You don't want to go all the way because you don't want to taste that. You know, the deeper you go, the more sour it becomes. And the reason why I'm using, with this size of an avocado, it's always good to remember that this size is a half a cup. Now if you have a bigger avocado like this Bigfoot of avocado, then you might want to use maybe a cup and a half or so for each side.
So if you have an avocado that would be that size,
then you would probably just use
1/4.
Yeah, if your
for one
avocado is this big. But I did see an avocado this big, so I was kind of like taken back. I think it came from Chernobyl or something. What are you laughing for? Alright, so I'm trying to scoop this thing right here. Okay. Now, what I do that Tracy doesn't know about is I put a little salt on it.
Oh.
Now, the reason why I put salt is because it just brings out a little of what the avocado has. It is just a pinch of salt, so you don't want to add a lot. Normally I just give it a good old shake. Like that.
That much?
Yeah. So that's probably like a
teaspoon.
No, that's too much. Again, the salt is optional. You don't need to do it. I just do it because I believe that it adds more to it. But in this case, as you can see, a pinch of salt is fine. So what you can see right now is it's almost a finished product. So what I'll do is I'm going ahead and close this one. And if you can zoom in real close to that and see what's going to happen. You want to see the consistency in that. So right now you can see it's starting to blend itself and it slowly becomes thick. Now when it reaches to this size and you see it's so thick, that's the consistency that you want.
What's the speed you put it on?
If you look at it, I have it on dispense. If you want to put it on smoothie or in high speed, that's up to you. Now here you go. So this is how it looks like. See how nice the color is?
Almost like pudding.
Yeah, it's like pudding. And what I do afterwards is I go ahead and take this out, and I bring in my little old dish. And normally, when I'm making for just one person, I would use, I would say a tablespoon of honey. But because there's Tracy and I'm gonna just use 2 tablespoons. What I normally do, I just squirt it like this, like so. About 2 tablespoons or 6 seconds. And then you add it. See? Simple.
And at the end, can you lick the bowl? Or the pitcher?
Sure. Why not?
Taylor used to like doing that.
Taylor likes doing that? Alright. So this here is the finished product of what we're trying to accomplish. So just go ahead and we'll mix it together. And what I normally do is, because you want to eat this cold, what I do is I put ice cubes in it. I put ice cubes inside. The ice cubes will not take away the taste here, but it just give you an extra freshness in what you're trying to eat.
And if you're going to eat it later, what I usually do is minus the ice cubes and stick it in the freezer for about 2 or 3. If you're going to eat it 8 hours later or 7, then I stick it in the freezer for about 3 hours or 4. Take it out, and then it's kind of crunchy like a slushy.
Okay, I'm going to make Tracy taste this one. Alright, Tracy, go ahead and taste that little old dessert over there.
Mmm. Good.
She's lying.
Maybe more honey, please?
More honey?
Yes.
You already have a honey.
More honey.
Okay, so Tracy says more honey. So the honey is like you add as you go. If you feel like you need more sweetness to it, you go ahead and do it. If not, then the papaya is sweet, the banana is sweet. So you can eat it. It's an either or. It's a user preference. So you go ahead and add some more honey if you want, honey.
We've been eating a lot of Pavaca.
What is it?
Pavaca. We've been eating a lot. The honey's almost gone.
Yes. Alright. There it is. That's your finished product. Happy eating and
enjoy it.
bon appetit.